Hi everybody, I'm Jack, and this is Raw Tropical Living. Thanks for joining me today. Today we're going to step back from the raw just a little bit and talk about some very basic things. Now, if you're doing this raw vegan lifestyle, you're already doing it, this might be a little basic for you, but you still might want to watch because it might give you some ideas how to share things with other people, maybe help people in your family or others that aren't currently interested in this lifestyle, or that just don't necessarily want to devote their life to one whole lifestyle. You know, maybe they go where they go. But anyhow, I do these kind of videos every day, so I would appreciate it if you'd hit that subscribe button and come back and watch more content. And when you hit that subscribe button, please ding the little bell and check the little box that says send notifications, so you'll stay subscribed to the channel. Nice morning here on the mountain. Having a really good time with my friend and guest here. We're just eating fruit. That's about it. We went to some waterfalls yesterday, which is also an animal sanctuary, and saw some really cool stuff. Maybe I'll try to work some of that into one of the videos this week. I don't think it merits a video of its own, but anyhow, good time. Good time with another raw vegan here. And as you can see over there, my trusty sidekick, Tonya, doing what she does best, sleeping all through the day. But anyhow, let's get started. Like I say, what I wanted to talk today is not so much for the people that are trying to go raw vegan, that are trying to go high carb, plant-based, or some people aren't even trying to go plant-based. But everybody could use, you know, a little bit more real food in their diet. And sometimes that's the first step. Like, you know, so I think so many people kind of reject our lifestyle or reject some of the things that we put out there just simply because it seems intimidating and overwhelming to think of like this all-encompassing lifestyle and like all I'm going to eat is fruit and plants for the rest of my life. So you come at people, you share with people, you approach people where they are. That is, if you're genuinely interested in sharing with people. You know, alienating somebody or showing them how smart you are is not going to help them any. So if you're really coming from a place of, you know, wanting to help people, maybe getting them into something that might go further into something, that's what I'm talking about today. And it's got a much wider, it's got a much broader range of people that we can reach this way. Instead of just constantly preaching, you know, it's got to be this all or nothing. All or nothing. That all or nothing is just like a really dangerous way of thinking in so many areas of life. The first step that a lot of people could start with, whether you're sharing with somebody or hopefully there's some you know, people out there that are beginners right now, or maybe that have just come across the video that are just kind of sort of interested in the lifestyle. And where it really starts is getting more whole foods into your body. Simple as that. And sometimes it shouldn't be any more complicated than that for people that may have a natural resistance to this lifestyle in the beginning, or think like, oh my God, I'm never going to be able to live the rest of my life on just fruits and vegetables. Well, just start getting more fresh food into your diet. And like I say, I like to use plant-based in some of these episodes instead of vegan, is because, you know, vegan is for the animals. To be quite honest, a lot of the times, the way we're all using this label is a misnomer, but I'm not into labels. But the reason I'm using plant-based is because there is vegan it's still it's plant-based, but I'm talking about whole foods. I'm talking about real foods. I'm not talking about just, okay, there's no animal products in it, but it's actually something that's healthy, that's something that is, you know, doing something for your body. Like real foods, instead of these ingredients and these little frozen things, you do this and that, and ingredients you pour into a thing. Never going to beat a banana, never going to beat a mango, never going to beat a papaya, lettuce, broccoli, sweet potato. It's just never going to beat that kind of stuff. I mean, I can use this sort of as an analogy, and here's a good example. My mother's 86 years old. There's no way I could really take her to being a vegan, even if she wanted to become a full vegan. She's just past that. She's that age where she doesn't really eat enough, just doesn't have the appetite. And so I've just done little things, what I can with her. But and one of the last things I told her before I left to come back down here after the holidays was just like, listen, you know, you got joint pains, you got arthritis and things like that. Just do the best you can and get as much real food, whole food into your diet. And, you know, I've started getting her, she's eaten sweet potatoes her whole life, but, you know, I've started really kind of pushing her, like, you know, instead of some of these other choices you're making, a cousin of ours does the shopping for her. I said, have him getting you sweet potatoes every time he goes to the store. I've gotten her on quinoa. You know, I always leave beans in there, black beans, red beans, whatever. She eats more fruit. And so I've just tried to do little things in there, just basically for somebody like her. And that's why I'm saying you meet people where they are and what you can do for them in their particular circumstances. I just try to get more real food into her diet and stress that to her and kind of, and it's taken. And she does get more real food and, in her day to day. And I notice even when I'm there, and I notice like how kind of she acts, and you know, she's old. My mother's in good health, but she doesn't get around so well, and she's got the aches and pains, obviously, of an 86-year-old. But that's just an example right there. You meet people where they are. You know, maybe you meet somebody tomorrow. There's a lot of people out there that are going through the drive-through 3 times a week, 4 times a week, sometimes every day. I worked in an office when I first came to this lifestyle. I worked in an office that was a bunch of sports book guys, but here I am bringing my bananas every day, and it was in this little area where there was a lot of chain restaurants. And there were some of my colleagues that they just went back and forth between McDonald's, Taco Bell, and Kentucky Fried Chicken. So for somebody, when some people are so deep into the sad lifestyle that way, a lot of times you're not going to reach them by trying to pull them all the way to the other side in one time. So for somebody that's maybe eating 3 or 4 times a week at the drive-through, or that's just consuming a lot of animal products, a lot of heavy stuff, a lot of fats, a lot of oils, cheese, you know, what have you, just having fruit for breakfast is a huge step. Just maybe replacing a meal during the day every once in a while with a big green smoothie, that's huge. And then you work from there. You go step by step. You know, you take people that have started dabbling in this lifestyle or that aren't complete beginners, and you just you go where you are. It's like a scale. There's like you're not plant-based at all, although everybody has to eat some plants, or you're fully plant-based. That's how you live your life. But you can work your way however you want to from this end to this end. And in the end, like I say, I think we do a disservice to the masses, you know, when we're just constantly raw, and we're talking everything, and every discussion we have is about raw. Now I understand people have their different interests, and I think that's got a place out there. And I like to be around groups when I do engage in groups or people, and a lot of the people I talk with in Messenger and behind the scene are raw. So I do get that. I want to promote raw. I feel better always when I'm eating raw, but we just need to get this plant-based message out to more people. And not just kind of try, you know, it's like sometimes I fight because a good number of my videos are keyworded raw vegan because that's the niche I'm in, but it's almost also too, like, I'm always aware I need the keyword and stuff to grow the channel, but I want to reach the people that are not necessarily ever going to be interested in fully raw. I just like to be of service wherever I can. I mean, it's not necessarily for me to judge where people are. In other words, like my way of looking at things now is like I kind of want a good part of my life to be of service. So if I can help somebody, I'm not going to grill them. If somebody comes to me asking me for some help that I can give, and they're not going to be fully raw, or they're not going to be whatever, I'm going to help them there. Now I I believe ethically, whatever you want to call it, I'm vegan for life. Even if I ever, who knows? I'm not going to ever do this. I'm just saying though, I would become junk food vegan and not even eat about my health. I could see that happening, and I don't see that happening way before I ever see not being vegan anymore. I'm vegan for the animals. I've been vegan for the animals. It almost happened simultaneously. So that's what I'm getting at. I just want to make sure that everybody knows I'm committed to the vegan part of it. But as far as the food part goes, we just meet. So I would like people to not use any animal products, but 95% of the world, and I'm being very liberal on how many vegans there are, 95% of the world does use animal products. So sometimes I don't think the shift can necessarily go 180 degrees. We've just got to make those changes, and we've got to help people, and we've got to get the message out there in whatever capacity people are ready to take that. You know, the fully raw all the time. Let's just focus on eating real food. Think about getting from one level to the next and at least mastering one level. There's all kind of different things you do, you learn, hobbies, whatever, where it's very important, and people have that grasp where you at least you get to this level. You don't jump levels. You don't try to jump up. If you're solid, always move up or always move to a cleaner place. But if you're not solid, you need to be solid at this point before you can get up here. If you're not even solid, you can't even be thinking about this this raw obsession if you're not even solid on being plant-based yet. That's what I'm always hearing. When I scratch my head and I'm puzzled when I see people that they're constantly struggling on this lifestyle. They're always striving to go fully raw. Everything is about raw. And when they do make their poor choices, they even get back into animal products. I'm going to tell you this, if you're not solid on plant-based, vegan, whatever you want to call it, you're not ready to put so much time in on the raw part of it. You need to focus on just eating those whole plant-based foods. Now we're talking from a health food angle. Maybe you're eating all plant-based, vegan, but you're not necessarily eating that healthy. So maybe even there, you just start where you start. You start from having that processed vegan stuff for breakfast. Do you have some fruit for breakfast, or you have a green smoothie during the day? I don't have to keep rambling on about this on and on and on. The focus of it is, though, here is let's just try to have this movement of getting everybody on the planet, no matter where they are, even if they eat like meat with a side of meat 3 times a day with a meat snack. Let's try to get them where they are, and let's try to shift this whole mass out there a little bit than just randomly pulling a few people all the way. It's like, it's going to happen little by little. Who knows, will the world ever become fully plant-based? Probably not in any of our lifetimes, or for 6, 7, 8, or the foreseeable generation. So we do what we can do. We make the differences where we can, and we approach people in a way that is going to actually inspire them to act, inspire them to come to a more plant-based lifestyle. We don't go yelling at them. We don't go telling them how stupid they are. Let's just share this plant-based message. Let's share the message of eating more real food. Anyhow, hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you like it, please give me a thumbs up. Maybe share one of these every once in a while. I always appreciate it when people will, if you can comment, you can, even if you don't use Google Plus, you can share. Always playing with algorithms out there and see what I can do. So anytime you think of it, give me a share on Google Plus. If you can comment, you got an account. So anyhow, hope you guys have a great day. Love each and every one of you. Peace.